Section number 4. Other restriction concerning garments. The sages forbid wearing certain garments in the public domain for the fear that one might remove them and thus come to carry them 4 cubits in the public domain. The following items are prohibited, but not only 4 cubits in the public domain. When you get to the place, so your final destination. So, like for example, home, you welcome toward home. So now you would bring these glasses, let's say sunglasses, to make it simple, from a public domain or carmelist into the private domain. So so there are two separate prohibitions. Walking through the public domain, holding them. I mean, of course, if a person never stopped in public domain, and it's possible, so that's one story. But if he stopped, for example, there is traffic light, right? So and in some places, I mean, we saw it only in California, but I believe there is no such a thing. I think, right? So there are places there that you have to push the button in order to cross the road, right? For a pedestrian. So otherwise it could be like this for an hour, maybe 2 hours, and unless, I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Why should the whole traffic stops if there are no pedestrians? But if pedestrians come, they push, and they, like in a few seconds you got yourself a green light. So you're walking on Shabbos. What are you going to do? Nothing. Right? Nothing you can do. So you're going to wait or just cross on a red light or something. Okay. So, but why is saying all of this? Because if person removed like sunglasses, for example, and he will continue walking, he never stopped in public domain. So meaning he never completed an action. So the action is you start, like you picked up something in the public domain, you walked for amos or more, and you put it down. What is put it down? You stopped, right? So meaning what I'm trying to say, if you get to this like traffic light and you stop, so that's it. You did melacha. Okay. So continue. Okay, so A, garments that my subject wear to ridicule. So I mean those following items are prohibited. Okay, so prohibited. The list A. Sages forbid a person to go outdoors while wearing garment that might subject him to ridicule. For the fear that he might remove the garment and then carry it in a public domain. This prohibition applies even in the bona fide garment. For example, it is forbidden to go outdoors while wearing only one shoe, unless the foot is injured. I'm not sure why would somebody go outdoors in one shoe. Maybe he injured one foot, like right. It was there was new shoes or something. I don't know, and he cannot wear that shoe. So he said, I prefer to wear at least one. So instead of walking in socks. Okay, it just makes sense. Okay, so but I would say it is forbidden. Why? Because people might taunt the wearer, and he might therefore to be inclined to remove a shoe and carry it. So he's not ready to throw out the shoes, but to remove and carry, like because of the embarrassment they can. So it's very, very unfortunate. Person knows like the today's Shabbos, but because of the embarrassment, he might get to do it. Okay. So continue. Next one is B. Garment that might fall off. So that's okay. So that's one example that we discussed before. This jacket. I mean, even in my mind, even if it's not windy, but person like turned somebody like signal, the car was like signal to signal to somebody, and he turned like jerking way, and guess what? The garment fell, the jacket fell off. Right. So Okay, so again, the sages forbade a person to wear in public domain a loose garment that has a tendency to fall off, since one made to come to carry it in 4 cubits public domain. For example, it is forbidden to wear a loosely fitting hat, since the wind might well lift it off the wearer's head, and he might carry it in the public domain. So even if he's going to let's say the wind blew off his head, right, to the ground, he picks it up. So it would be that he brought it into the public domain from his house. Now it is in public domain, and he puts on his hat in the public domain, and he continues and then he brings in a private domain. So that's absolutely forbidden. Right, so meaning don't wear these loose-fitting hats. I mean, today if you have this, they call it Jewish hats, Jewish hats. It's simpler because they usually fit perfectly. So I mean, I think they sell it every half size or something for sure. If you just measure your head and you get the perfect fit size. Hopefully, right? But in olden days, people the industry was not as strong, and you go the people who were buying in even handmade hats. So meaning what? That it was approximate sizes, and right, and person would buy, and that's why I think we said or we did not say. I don't remember. So it is allowed to put some paper. Like the newspaper in olden days. I remember my father, Allah Shalom, he had this in his he used to wear this cap, and he would have a newspaper behind the brim, because it's it one size fits all basically, right? But in order to make it tighter, that not only him, but that's what many people used to do. So this paper would be allowed to have there. Why? Because you don't have any intention to remove it, right? That's your improvement of the garment, a permanent improvement of the garment. Okay. So, but if it's loose, sure it can be blown off the person's head. However, concerning a man. This applies only when he's wearing yarmulke under the hat, for only then is there a legitimate concern that he might carry his hat once it falls off. If he is not wearing yarmulke, there is no concern that he will carry the hat, since he will not walk around bareheaded. Okay, so that's very interesting point. So we said this loose hat. Okay, so they said, but look, it depends. If he would wear yarmulke under it, so and under the hat, so the hat was blown off, he would get it into his hand and walk with it. Right, but if he does not have a yarmulke, that's the only head covering. They say it's less of a concern. So because he's not going to walk without head covering, he would put this hat on his head, and he would not wear carry it in his hand. Okay, it helps. Right. So very interesting logic. So if it's he has a yarmulke, is not allowed. If he does not, it is allowed. So and that's some people they have in a shul, they have, for example, a different yarmulke that they wear. No problem. So some smaller one, right? Next is C. Articles often removed to display to others. The sages forbade a person to go outdoors while wearing jewelry, for the fear that the wearer might remove in order to show the other person. We will discuss this subject in length in the following chapter. So separate story. This June.